Yes.
We here.
We are here and you are there, but we all met in the middle in internet land.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, boys?
It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Reignited and it feels so good.
Oh, yeah.
How's it
Dudes
going,
in Yacht
everybody?
Rock. It's Dudes in Yacht Rock.
What's up? What's up, Hunter and Albuquerque baby girl? And what's up, Sarah Edgel over on YouTube? Oh, we got a
What's going on,
comment.
everybody?
We got a comment.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
We got a comment from Sarah as well. Need more emojis. Well, we need more members. We get more members. We get more members. We get more emojis. How it works.
This is the thing that we do.
Yes. We need more things to give you more things to do the things.
And then in the end, it's muffin time.
It is muffin time.
All right. It looks like everything is up and running as it should be.
Uh-huh.
On both Twitch and YouTube, both chats live and pumping with comments already. So, without further ado, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dudes and Belts Reignited Post Show here on Twitch. I am your host, and YouTube. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, and boy, do we got a fantastic show to talk about tonight. Before we get into everything that happened tonight, let's introduce the panel. On the left, we have the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine, the inventor of the beacon of the week, the one and only Coastal Crusader.
I'll tell you what, up here on the east coast of Maine right now, it is very frosty. We're forecasting temperatures at minus 40 up here, but it's hot on ignition, and we got two people to talk about with.
Yes. I think he cut out when he said 5 points. We have another
5 points.
Yes.
5 points.
Somebody else
5 points. 5 points.
Somebody else reached the 5-point mark tonight. We'll let you know who it is.
Yes, on a negative 40. It on top of the biggest mountain here in Maine, Mount Katahdin, it will be negative 90 at its coldest with the wind.
And that's the high.
Well, no, that's the lowest temperature it's going to be in Maine is on top of Mount Katahdin, up where Mrs. Coastal is from, and it will be negative 90 with the wind chill.
Yep. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And on the right, we have our resident masshole himself, the one and only Marky Pens.
What is good, everybody, and the Crusader is not lying. It be a frosty time over here in the Northeast, but tonight, Ignition melted a whole bunch of the ice that we still had on the streets. All kinds of action. We had the Lockets and one hell of a main event with your starting lineup in La Isla. My goodness, I cannot wait until we get to that.
I thought Coastal was laughing for a second.
No. Looking at something, sorry.
All right. Not waste any more time here. We got some things to talk about later on. Before we do, let's get into this. Into Ignition, February 2nd of 2023. You boys ready?
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. First matchup right out of the gate tonight. We had your charge champion, Remy D, as he went one-on-one with one half of your reigning tag team champions, Caden Koyama.
I tell you right now, you see me bobbing around over here. It's because I got Remy D's music in my head. I had it the whole show. As we're doing the intro, I knew that was the first match. Down, 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 down. It's a beautiful thing. Caden Koyama and Johnny Casanova, as much as we hate to admit it, are also the tag team champions, and that is also a beautiful thing for them right now. They've been holding the belts now for a ridiculous amount of time. Although lately, I can't really call him Johnny Casanova. It's more like Johnny Lambier. He's been channeling his inner 1988 Detroit Pistons in everything that he does lately. And being from Detroit, from the 3-1-3, Remy G tried to put a stop to that tonight, but Mr. Lambier on the outside kind of did have a few moments. But in the beginning of the match, Remy D starts out really nice and strong. We see that beautiful rolling side kick that he likes to do. He brings him over with him, and then the nice boot back to the mush. But that kind of ignited, should I say, without pun intended, Caden Koyama to really fire up, and he really does get it going. Big hot shot, couple boots in the corner, and while the referee's admonishing him about how much of kind of a snap ahead he's being in the corner, That's when Casanova gets his licks in on the outside, and he does get that choke applied, and Remy's over there helpless. Look, every time we see this happen, this is a 2-on-1. When one of the JK Pop guys are wrestling singles, the other is on the outside playing defense. And it's just kind of one of these things that the superstars are going to have to be ready for anytime you wrestle either one of these guys. Remy does have a moment or two here. He really tries to fire up, but he gets cut off big time. He gets the big body attack in the corner, but then Koyama keeps that advantage, turns it around, some big boots, running elbow into the corner, and then Koyama's patented chin lock that he likes to do with the knee in the back. We've said it before many times, that exaggerates the hold, extra pressure in between the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. It really is that next level up. Changes it over and gets into a nice STF, real tight STF in the middle of the ring. I got to give Koyama his due here. Really keeping the bigger man down when he has to. This is a smart Caden Koyama that comes up and wrestled. We see a big double axe handle. Remy does get to use his power at a point. He does fight up. Whole bunch of big shots in the corner. Nice sunset flip. Gets a near fall. Big clotheslines. The rolling thunder senton that we like to see. It's fantastic. Koyama gets a few shots in back and forth, but Remy is a little bit tired at this point. He's looking for a spot to drop in that cutter and just kind of get the 1, 2, 3. And instead of just the cutter, because Koyama does a good job at blocking it. And Costa, we've talked it many times. He has been there. He sees these moves and he knows how to block them. Although Remy adds a nice little touch of the glitter to the top of it with the beautiful step up in the ropes, and then the cutter that Koyama is not ready for, and the big 1, 2, 3 from a little higher up in the air than he normally gets. The impact comes down, and Coastal, Remy D, what more can we say about this guy? He's finding ways to win against less experienced opponents, more experienced opponents. This man is the Charge champion for an absolute reason, and we see it week in and week out.
Absolutely, whether it is on Charged, Ignition. When you see Remy D, right now Remy D's coming out on top no matter when you see him. Tuesday night, Thursday night, Friday night in a pay-per-view. Ever since Remy has won that Charge title, Remy is on a streak. We have not seen Remy be pinned since he won that title in June. We're going on to 8 months now. You know, it's getting up there to that year mark, and a milestone for Remy, and I know Remy loves those milestones. A milestone for Remy will be 1 year will be at milestone. So I know that would be a big feather in the big cap that Remy wears to have that belt for a year. And right now, I don't know who beats Remy. Because you're right. Let's look at the ways Remy has won matches. How many times have you seen Remy win a match with the same finishing maneuver in consecutive matches?
Non-consecutive.
Right, you don't see it. We had the cutter tonight, the springboard cutter off the ropes. We've had the figure 8. We've had the rolling thunder thighs. We've had a Uranagi backbreaker. Remy will have a new way to surprise you and not necessarily shock you into a win, but it takes away I'll plan for this finish. Well, you don't know, because what finish is Remy going to do? Just another great showing, and showing why right now, honestly, short of David Drake, it's got to be David Drake is your champion and Remy is your number 2 on that totem pole.
He's been proving it week in and week out every time he gets in the middle of the squared circle.
And there's a match that'd be interesting to see.
Ooh, something tells me time will tell, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a big one coming up and Never Broken as it pertains to David Drake, but
Ooh,
we'll get into that later on down the road. We're still a little over a month away from Never Broken, so there'll be plenty of time to talk about that match and all the other matches that are coming up for Never Broken on March 11th. All right, moving on here. We had Lockett's action. We had Lilith Grimm going one-on-one with Lola again, renewing the rivalry that has been going on for the past year and a half or so.
This is that rivalry that just can't end. I didn't say won't end. This is the rivalry that just can't end. There's too much pride with these Lockettes. Lilith has her advantages. Lola has her advantages. And every time they get together, it's something new. It's something interesting. And now Lola lately, since she's added the law office and she comes out tonight with Johnny Lambier in her corner. Now that adds an extra unseen element, and it's funny because as they're coming out, we kind of see the two of them like, you know, at odds with each other. You know, as they're coming out from the back, they're not exactly on the same page here, but Lola kind of like focuses up, gets herself in the ring. Lilith comes out, makes her grand entrance with that hammer and the grinder, just showing, just absolutely letting the sparks fly. KD actually had to ask Derek Stone if his cloak was fire retardant, and thankfully it was, which is good, because that is a fountain of fireworks that's coming off that hammer. And we see even more fireworks in the ring out of these two. It's every single week. Lola comes up with the big strikes. Lilith absorbs them. And then Lilith comes back with her power. It's been that for many, many weeks. The thing that has been the question mark week in and week out is, how is Lola going to gain her advantage this week? Is it going to be by chopping Lilith down at the legs, taking her legs out? Is she going to ground her and stay on top, maybe with the face locks or things like that? But tonight, Lola does a very good job just with her own fighting spirit. She just throws everything she can except the kitchen sink at Lilith Grimm, because Lilith is just too powerful. She starts with the regular forearms and things, and Lilith is just tossing her aside like a bug in the wind. You're not going to match power with Lilith Grimm. But Lola, like I said, has that fighting spirit, and she just keeps coming and coming with the forearm shots and the kicks. She throws a hurricanrana and nails Lilith with the hurricanrana, gets her down, bunch of leg shots. We see a gorgeous inside cradle that, to be honest, if Lola didn't kind of yell at the crowd for a second that she had her, you know, that was a 2.5 with the yell. If she just rolls her up real quick, I don't know, man. We're getting close to that 2.9, maybe the 3. I like 3s. I like 3s a lot.
You just got to have that palm touch.
So close, man. But Lilith just ends up staying really, really strong here. Gets up and follows Lola, whips Lola to the rope, but follows her in. Lola comes off the rope and doesn't see it coming from behind her, but Lilith comes up with that big, huge northern clothesline right to the back of the head and the neck and just plants Lola's face down into the mat. As Lilith is going to follow up here, because Lilith does a good job at not leaving space. She follows up very, very well. She knows that's the ticket to success. Right as she's about to follow up, the lights go down dimmer a little bit. There's a hush in the room, and we hear the tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock of Midnight's music. And that really sends Lilith into a tizzy. She's staring at the entranceway and waiting for it. Look, there's no denying. Midnight is one hell of a formidable force. And even if you're Lilith Grimm, that's somebody you really need to stand up and focus on right now, whether you're in the middle of a match or not. But Lola is in the match. Midnight is not. And Lilith lost sight of this for 3 seconds. In her focus the other way, we see basically Lola kind of throw a chop block to the back of Lilith's leg and then roll her up for the quick, very quick, I mean quick, 1, 2, 3. Very, very coy on Lola's part. I think a lot of it, on Lola's part, excuse me. I think a lot of it was Casanova yelling at her on the outside. Don't wait, just do it, just do it. And she did it. And look what happened. She gets the win listening to Lambier himself on the outside. I didn't know Bill Lambier was a wrestler, but apparently Casanova is channeling all of it. And it works for Lola tonight. Lola gets the win over a distracted Lilith Grimm. I want to talk more about this, though, about Lilith. And kudos to Lola. Way to get the win here in an improbable situation. But this feud that seems to be developing and this mind job that's developing with Midnight and Lilith Coastal, I mean, this is something that no matter when or where it happens, this is going to tear the roof off of any building it happens in.
Yeah, this is two giants in the division going against each other. But let's take a look at Lilith for a minute. We all know in the Lockettes division, your ultimate prize is that Lockettes title. You want that belt that right now JC has. Well, for Lilith right now, that road is blocked by two very big roadblocks. Number one, you have Midnight right now, who obviously is making her presence known. And then you have Noelle, part of the Asylum. So really right now, Lilith has two barriers she needs to get through. And right now, Lola is trying to use Lilith as a springboard over those barriers. Like, hey, that's your problems. Those aren't Lola problems. Those are Lilith problems. So right now, I mean, Lola did the right thing. I hate to say it. The Phantom of RMP outside screaming his brains out, telling her to cheat, worked. And I'm happy Lola got the win. And you know what? I kind of got to agree with her on this. She just beat Lilith. Those are Lilith problems. So shouldn't Lola go to the right of those problems around them and I don't know, move up the ladder? I'm just saying, unfortunately for Lilith, she has more in her way than other Lockets do to that title.
That is definitely a fact right now. There just seems to be barrier after barrier, and things just keep happening to Lilith Grimm as of late. If it's not the asylum, it's more attention from Lola in the law office, and Noelle still being in the back of her head. There's just a lot going on upstairs right now in Lilith Grimm's head. A lot.
We have a visitor.
We do?
Yes.
We do.
We have Lucas.
Lucas!
Hey, we were wicked.
Lucas was super worried, man. Good haircut. I like it. It's nice.
Dude, you didn't sound too good tonight. I'm just hoping for the best, dude. Maybe it might be best to just kind of chill and kind of get a good night's sleep.
You seemed rushed. Like you seemed like you were in a hurry. Maybe go home, hang out with the fam, chill.
He didn't even have his tux on tonight or his suit.
Yeah, no, I'd never seen hoodie Lucas before.
No, ever.
Yeah, that wasn't even business casual Lucas. That was just casual Lucas.
He did have a nice choice in baseball hats, though. He had the Baylum Lynx hat on.
That's true, yep.
Got one of them up there.
He says,
can admire that.
He
Hope
says,
he's okay.
What an episode of Charge tonight.
No. It was Ignition.
That's what I said in chat. I said it was Ignition. I just help him along. You know what? Sometimes I get the days mixed up. We do a lot of these shows.
Yeah, we all do.
Yep.
We get lost of time from time to time.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure Lucas is okay.
I hope he's fine.
Somebody check on Lucas. No, I'm sure he's doing cool.
Take it slow tonight, bud, and get a good night's sleep. Sleep on it, and he still did a good job on commentary though. When he came out during this next match here, where we're going to talk about Hazard versus Atiba in a couple seconds here. He did come out, and him and Derek Stone finished the show. KD relinquished his spot on commentary. KD did a great job as always on the pre-show and through the first couple matches. Good to see him back on commentary, hear that silky smooth voice that he has. Then Lucas came out and seemed a little flustered, but Derek Stone did a good job. I got to give Stone his props here, some credit. He did a good job carrying Lucas and helping him out a little bit, and it seemed to work out okay. Seemed concerned.
Well, Lucas has had a bit of trauma the last few days, so
we're going to lay off a little bit. We'll lay off. We'll give him some time to relax. We're not going to ask him 1,000 questions. This is one of those times somebody just needs to chill, and we'll go over the match and we'll talk about how he made his appearance.
I have one question for Lucas, but we'll save that for the end.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Well, since you said the match already, why don't you just get right into analyzing Hazard and Atiba?
I can do that. I didn't want to take your spot away of announcing it, but yeah, no.
Well, technically
it was just
you
because,
did, but...
Yeah, I did a little bit.
You did. You did.
Guys, come on. This is the dude show.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
We absolutely.
Okay. All right.
We're good. No, absolutely no top 10 here. But anyway,
we can give people shit here.
We can, and it's fun because we give it back. It's fun.
Yeah.
But okay, so anyway, so yeah, Hazard versus Atiba come out. And they both come out, and the first part of the match, Hazard's doing a good job keeping up with Atiba. Atiba's doing a good job keeping up with Hazard. It's very, very back and forth, very stalematey. Each one's trying to take the arm and reverse, and you're just trying to, just get some kind of first advantage, as we normally see in a match. I believe you could kind of say Hazard kind of gains the first advantage, kind of low bridging Atiba on the way out of the rope, and so Atiba goes over the top. Hazard's on the inside, as we do see Lucas kind of sit at the table, and him and Stone are getting a little acquainted and talking and everything else. Atiba comes back in, though, and turns the volume up. Bunch of his strikes, big chops. We see him hit a big bulldog out of the corner as it eats the middle of the canvas with that. Some more big strikes and a nice overhead suplex, beautiful overhead suplex for a near fall. Hazard gets his moment to kind of fire up and shine, and he gets up there, a bunch of shots, a slam. We see the beautiful, perfect neck breaker, really nice, and the senton off the rope near fall. So Hazard and Atiba are having a real good back and forth here, liking what I'm seeing. Hazard ends up kind of eating it at the end, though. He gets a side Russian leg sweep, goes up to the top rope and misses his shot coming down. I think he was coming for a double axe handle or something, but Atiba catches him into that, basically that super flapjack or the hotcake bomb or whatever he might be calling it at this point in time. So Atiba more just capitalizing on a mistake, because Atiba had gotten back up by the time Hazard had gotten up to the top. Kind of took a second getting up there. But Atiba finds the way to win, gets the point in the standings. Hazard loses the point in the standings, and Atiba walks out as a winner here. Coastal Hazard kind of showed a lot here, but this is Atiba just continuing the role, continuing to watch what his opponents give him and taking it, and then just kind of moving forward with his own offense. Atiba right now is hot.
Yeah, no, Atiba's showing that, well, maybe this whole big teams thing may be a phase. Maybe he's grown out of the whole cheat to win thing. He looked great tonight, but I was real impressed with Hazard.
Yeah.
Hazard showed great poise tonight going up against the former two-time Rocky Mountain Pro champion. You know, he was just in an amazing match with Yaden at Aces Wild for the NRW title, and now he's coming out, and Atiba's still winning. Like, this is the case very similar to, I feel like, what Lola's in right now in the Lockett's division. Win in, get to the big one, now we didn't win. Win in, we get to the big one, now we didn't win. What is going to push Atiba over the top? What is going to do it? And I think maybe he needs to sit down and again, refocus and maybe dump this whole, any means necessary thing and just try and get back to what he truly loved about wrestling when he was the Rocky Mountain Pro Champ. What was different then? Maybe he needs to revisit that. Because yes, what is working right now is working up to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to drive him to get over the top. And whatever it is right now, that chip he has on his shoulder, it's weighing him down from getting over the top. He needs something to help him get over the top.
I agree. I don't know what that is at this point in time. It may be climbing the standings in the Ignition title chase. It could be a number of different things. We still don't know what might be, because let's not forget the interaction that he's still having with Bruce Wayne's here, even though Bruce is having his own problems trying to, talking about walking away and everything, say, after he lost. He still had that interaction with him on Charge. Earlier today, we saw Atiba. He put out a video on social media talking to Bruce Wayne's, saying he's not going to let his friend go. I think there's some gas in the tank, and I think right now Atiba is going to start focusing on some stuff that's a little bit more personal and less about kicking people in the Goonies, because we really haven't seen him do it in a while. I think he's had other things on his mind.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope he's through it.
Matches. I hope so, because he's too damn good to just be walking around and kicking people in the nads whenever.
Maybe him trying to help Bruce through his stuff will help him through his stuff. Who knows?
We can only hope.
Be mutually beneficial for both of them.
Right.
All right. Before we continue on this episode of Reignited, I just want to send out our normal friendly reminder here from the Dudes and Belts that if you are watching on YouTube, if you would be so kind as to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Rocky Mountain Pro so you don't miss any live Dudes and Belts content or Rocky Mountain Pro shows, Charge and Ignition included. And make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss anything. You'll get that notification, and it'll send you right to the page and right to the video of the show.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Please help us out. Do the things that need to be done.
Yeah.
All of the places.
Tell your friends to go push the thumbs up button.
Please and thank you.
And watch us. We're funny and cool.
And also, don't forget, you can now join to become a member of Rocky Mountain Pro's YouTube channel. It's only $5 a month, and the perks that you get with this $5 is pretty incredible, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
You get a perk.
Yes, it is.
Where you get priority chat during Ignition. You get to be involved in our Q&A segments, which we are going to start on Sunday with you guys. So make sure you have your questions ready, and you will also be able to be a part of memberships, exclusive live streams with Rocky Mountain Pro talent. So
can't beat that. That's pretty
once a month. Once a month. And it's either going to start this month or next month. So make sure you get your memberships in if you want to be a part of all that good stuff. $4.99 is the asking price.
$1.99. That's not much money. It's the best $5 you can spend on YouTube now.
It's
Really,
a value meal at McDonald's. It's a Mickey
Not
D's
even.
value meal.
2 of them now, man.
Yes, 2 of those.
Like inflation really drove up the cost of my terrible eating habits. I'll tell you.
Well,
that.
look, I was just talking about 2 cheeseburger meal with fries and a drink. That's about $5 now.
Is it? That's like my favorite value meal for years. Now I'm
Absolutely.
hungry. Damn it.
All right, next matchup here, we had the rookie McDiamond going one-on-one with Zamore himself. And ladies and gentlemen, after this match, we officially have a Ignition Championship title match.
Yes, we do.
Go right ahead,
Yes,
sir.
we do. Mick Diamond is going to be known as the answer to the trivia question of who got the second #1 contender into the second Ignition Championship match in 2023. He throws a great match at Zamore. He really does. A lot of power shots, not a lot of grounding though out of Mick, and I would have liked to have seen a lot more of that with the smaller guy fighting up against the guy that's twice his size. I think the ticket to getting a win against Zamore is not necessarily just like throwing as many forearms and shots as you can into his face and in his chest. I think the key is to keep him down, wear him down, take a leg, work the knee. That might be a better strategy for next time for Mick. But tonight, he does try to do everything except throw the kitchen sink at him. He really does. He throws every single variation of a forearm, a fist, an avalanche into the corner, but it's just not enough. Zamore's just too big and just too bad to stay down or stay in the corner and just deal with it. Z just picks up the power on Mick and just the huge body slam. The impact of a body slam from somebody else is one thing. A body slam from Zamore makes the ring bounce an extra 5 to 6 inches up and down when the guy goes down. Z's just different now. Ever since when Bud had first come back a whole bunch of months ago, Z looked happy to see him. Then we lost Bud for a while, and Zamore kind of floated, should I say, here or there. Still got some wins, but was taking some losses. So he was still just kind of doing his thing. But now, in this incarnation of this relationship of Bud and Zamore, Zamore is just, I mean, let's just face it, he is unstoppable right now, and he is driven to 5, I think, faster than anybody else drove to 5, from 0 all the way up to get himself in that Ignition title match against Baylum Lynx, which we don't know when that will be, but that will be very, very soon. Big suplexes and splashes from Zamore. The big power moves from the guy puts Mick Diamond down. And Mick Diamond did kick out of a bottom rope splash that Zamore threw at him. And we kind of thought, well, maybe the kid might pull one off. You know, get his first win against a big name like Zamore. But Zamore said, not happening, not here, not tonight, not ever. And he gets the win. Mick loses a point in the standings, but much more importantly, Zamore gains that 5th and final point to be the next #1 contender along with Baylum Lynx for that newly minted Ignition title, which after the match, Coastal, you heard the promo and you heard it. He says that belt was taken from him and he never lost it. I mean, he is a man on a mission right now. Like I said, climbing the board as fast as he did and then saying the things that he said at the end of that match. Is there anything that makes you doubt Zamore right now?
Yes and no. Zamore, I don't doubt a bit of. I mean, let's face it. Tonight, Mick Diamond put up a hell of a fight, but even David needed the slingshot and the rock to beat Goliath. And he didn't have the slingshot and the rock tonight. He wasn't going to beat all, 300 plus pounds of Zamore. I mean, he is just a brute force of a wrecking ball. The thing that makes me question it is we've seen Bud in title matches. He wants to win at all costs, and sometimes that can be detrimental to his clients. We saw it with the circus. They can never get the job done. And titles have come and gone through there, and Bud's always been a part of either why they were lost or not won. So I don't question Zamore. Question Bud when it comes time. Can he stand there and let his absolute specimen of an athlete in Zamore win this title and bring it home for him? Or does he have to insert himself to be the center and cost Zamore? If he costs Zamore, he's liable to end up being the bug hitting the windshield that will be the mat if Zamore gets done with him.
He'd be the sixth point, the unnecessary point, the point that needed to be made.
I just, if Bud stays out of Zamore's way, I have a bad feeling for Baylum.
Right now, he's just unstoppable. Bud has kind of kept his nose clean, which has been surprising based on track record. But he's kept his nose clean here. He has two clients right now in Midnight and Zamore that do not need his interjection in any kind
He's window dressing. Bud needs to be window dressing.
Yes, with these two clients that he now has, Zamore and Midnight, Bud just needs to come out there, stand pretty, and just, hey, Bud, yell at the people.
Yep.
Let your clients do the job inside the ropes.
I think we need a triple threat match for managers. We need Bud Bellflower versus Salem Wolf versus Preston. Actually,
Can I ref that? Can I ref that, please?
You know what? Make it a fatal four and add Coach Mack in there.
Mac hadn't been around in a while. We should get Teddy in there, see what could happen.
Oh, that's true.
Triple I.
No.
Yeah, okay.
He'd run.
What? Triple I was our manager.
Yeah, I know, but he'd run.
Although he would probably stand up to Bud if Bud's in there.
He would.
So?
Then
You think he would?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
He would throw Bud at Salem.
All right, moving on here.
I would say that Triple I would try and buy his way out, but he's too cheap.
He's too cheap.
He's way too cheap.
He's way too cheap.
He could probably afford it
too.
too.
Bought his way out, but he could definitely afford it. That's
he
not
could
the
definitely
problem.
afford it.
Good luck.
The boy still got
a lot of that boy.
his 13th birthday card with money in it.
He still has the Game Boy Color.
Hey,
I have one of those. Don't say that.
I still have one. I have one of every system dating back to Atari 2600.
I'm pretty sure I do too.
Yep.
But that's all he has.
We're old school idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Still holding on to that close.
He's rocking Nana's NES from back in the day.
All right. Moving on here, we have triple threat action for you. We have Johnny Casanova, the other half of your reigning tag team champions, going up against Sergey.
Phantom of RMP.
Sergey! And another Coach Mac guy in a bot 2 from your starting lineup.
Dude, this was like one of the most unique triple threats I think I've ever seen in my life. You have this uncaged monster in a Batu, okay, who I don't know if anybody has any control over him.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong.
It's almost like a Batu is just his own like species, right? And then you have Sergey, who is getting there, but still showing signs of inexperience, but the crowd loves him and he feeds off of that. And then you have Johnny Lambier Casanova, and on the side, who you never know what to expect. You could get a fantastic wrestling match out of him, or you could get the mist and the mask in the face. You just don't know. The different dynamics between the three of these superstars was very, very unique. And even as they were coming out, I'm like, this ought to be good. And it was. It really, really was. Sergey was game from the opening bell. Sergey and Abatu do a pretty good job at isolating Casanova on the side. And then Abatu and Sergey start to go at it when Johnny Casanova kind of goes out of it. Really nice high-low combination of gut punch and clothesline. Sergey and Abatu working together even after they were just beating the brains out of each other. They whip Casanova off. Abatu goes low, Sergey goes high, and Casanova just goes down, basically. Like there's only one other place for him to go. Then we see Sergey pick up a Batu and body slam him. He didn't get all of it, because a Batu is a very, very large specimen of whatever species he might be. He is a large, large individual right there. And then as he gets a Batu down, Casanova comes in and sees an opening where a Batu's down, and now he comes in a couple shots to Sergey, gets him on his back. locks in a figure 4 onto Sergey. So there's just action nonstop in this match. Abatu sees that, and this is when all my little hot strings were pulled and everything was right with the universe. Because Abatu hits a leg drop on Johnny Casanova from about 8 feet in the air, which was absolutely, and you hear the squelch of air leaving Casanova's lungs after the big, huge leg
Like
drop.
when your dog attacks the squeaky toy and it just goes,
Right. It's not even the regular squeak. It's that, like, death squeak, because it's the last squeak it's making.
Yeah.
So they isolate Casanova on the side, big suplex to Sergey. Abatu avalanches Sergey in the corner, big boot to Sergey as Sergey's coming out of the corner. So now Sergey's down. Casanova comes up behind Abatu as he's looking down at Sergey with another chop block. We saw Lola use the chop block earlier tonight on Lilith. Now we see Casanova, who probably called the chop block into Lola, said to do it. And now here he is following his own advice. Chop blocks Abatu down. He's on one leg. He can't get over in time to break up the pin fast enough. And Casanova, the smallest guy, the quickest guy in the match, to be honest, used that quickness, got the pin, and then got the hell out of Dodge really, really quick. And Casanova escapes with the win here. He took a lot of punishment in this match. I thought this was Abatu's match, Coastal, to be honest. Sergey was doing well. Looked like Sergey might have tweaked his knee on the side. But I really thought this was Abatu's match to win. But how many times and how many nights, how many weeks in a row have we said it, that when, like, the push comes to shove, no matter whether we like it or not, somebody from JK Pop finds the damn way to win.
Well, the Phantom of RMP stole a victory tonight with his mask, and he is that masked man who came in and took the victory and ran away. And I got to give him credit. It's exactly what you need to do because, like I was saying earlier, one of these things was not like the other. You have two very big men in Sergey and Abatu, and then you have Johnny Casanova, who, let's face it, is the little guy in this match. Now, he's not a little dude by any means. He's a big guy, but in this match, he was stuck between a rock and a Russian place. Let's face it. I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do to get that win. He chose his point, picked his spot, and was able to use his big XP bar, Marky, that he has in order to get this win. This is something he and Brother do all the time in tag matches. They pick spots, and they understand that context and placement is key in everything in that ring. And he found a place to insert himself to get a win. So honestly, bravo, Johnny. You know, I'll give you this one. You did a great job in navigating your way to this victory.
Although usually Bill Lambier used to throw his forearms into somebody's chest. Casanova was throwing him into the back of somebody's leg. He's got to work on the session, but the results of it.
Let's face it, the dude's got an extra large mask on an extra small head. It looks a little weird right now.
All right. Before we continue, first off, how's it going, Ned, over in YouTube?
Hey, Ned, how are you?
Good to see you. We have a comment from Lilith Grimm.
Okay.
Mainly directed at you guys. By the way, I heard everything y'all said, and I am offended.
What did we say to offend? All we said was you have 2 more roadblocks in front of you than other Lockettes. What is not true in that statement? Honestly. Because it just seems like... no.
How we saw it.
Yeah, it just seems every time that Lilith has a match, near the end, there is trickery or music or smoke or something that's coming. Nobody else has that.
It hasn't been because of Lilith's lack of focus or attention. It just has been because other people are on purpose trying to throw you off. Other people are trying to manipulate your future. You're doing everything that you possibly can. You threw one hell of a match at Lola tonight, 99 out of 100. If that match continues to fruition, you win. You win. It has taken other people to mess with it, to make sure that you don't.
We also
you have a bullseye on you.
We also have John Corpus saying that Abatu got screwed.
Well, just right place, right time for Johnny Casanova.
I mean, you know, Casanova saw the moment to throw in the legal chop block, and ref yelled at him for a second, but
What's he gonna do? Triple threats or no DQ?
right, you can yell at him all you want, but you can't say anything about it. It's a legal move in that particular setting. Did he get screwed? I don't know. Did Casanova wrestle a good match, kind of getting his shots in and getting the hell out of there, and then getting
Wrestle a smart one.
I mean, you got to give the dude his props. Like, I know we give him a lot of heat and a lot of flack on the show. A lot of it's well-deserved.
Well, the mask has done 200% improvement to his looks.
I mean, that's not wrong, but tonight the skill took over and got the win against two dudes that basically outsize him 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. He had no business coming out with a win tonight, and he did. So again, bravo to Johnny.
We also have Alice Lane in chat checking in on the dudes.
Yeah, Alice, how are you?
How
We
you
also
doing,
have
Alice?
McDiamond, which we just talked about a match before, and we have this guy's match that we're going to be talking about. Next. Kendrick LaRoe is in YouTube chat as well.
The Big
Kendrick.
Easy.
Yes. Big
All
man.
right. Oh, let's
I
not
bet
waste any
Kendrick
more
knows where to
time,
get
shall
some
we?
good food in Denver. We'll have to hang out with Kendrick.
What's that?
Absolutely.
I bet Kendrick knows where to get good food in Denver. We'll have to hang out with him.
Maybe he knows where the good coffee is, too.
Oh, maybe.
Great. That'd be
I-
great.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, you say that almost every time we talk about Denver, and most of the time, especially the trips that we've been down there, and we've been there multiple times, we haven't
Yeah.
found one except for Denny's.
It's got to be like a local secret thing.
Yeah,
It's gotta
yeah.
be.
We'll find the good coffee eventually.
We will
We will.
find it, and I will buy stock in that restaurant.
If not, we'll bring it.
All right.
Okay, so main event time.
event.
Mm.
You gonna let me announce it this time?
Abs all yours, bro.
Okay. Your starting lineup of Briscoe Crown and Kendrick LaRoe going up against La Isla, Baylum, Lynx, and Echo. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
No problem.
Very well.
Anytime.
I appreciate you for that. That
It's
was a hell of a-
island time.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, man.
That's my job. That's what I'm here for.
If you were to sit down, let's say you didn't watch this match, but you would think your starting lineup versus La Isla, two very young tag teams, two tag teams that were made up originally of two singles competitors that found something special with their tag team partner, and they realized that this was the goal for the future. Pair together and go through the tag team division, and eventually we'll run into the belts. Eventually we'll run into the best teams. This match is exactly what you have been waiting for. No belts on the line, just a lot of pride and a lot of moxie being shown in the middle of the ring tonight. Last week we saw Echo and Briscoe in what we all thought was going to be an aerial battle of speed and quickness supremacy, and we did not see that. We saw a beautifully wrestled mat match where each person kept each other grounded as long as they could, because the minute you don't ground the other fast guy, he's running around faster than you can see where he's going. Echo and Briscoe really kept each other to the mat and did very, very well. And here we are starting the match tonight, and it's almost like that match just continued. The two of them had a glorious couple minutes in the middle of the ring in the beginning of the match, continuing that armbar takedown, reversal. We see Echo throw an arm drag to Briscoe, and Briscoe rolls through the arm drag and gives Echo the arm drag right with it. It was just like both of them rolled. It was just absolutely beautiful. These two guys put on a damn show. When they get in the ring, when it's not all about the aerials and it's not all about the big impacts, Echo and Briscoe, I could watch them go as long as they wanted to, taking each other's arms, full Nelson, drop downs, everything else is just absolutely beautiful. Then we see the big man. We see the Big Easy himself, Kendrick LaRoe, get in the match, and instantly the tide changes. LaRoe gets in with the big shots to Echo. They kind of do a good job here of isolating Echo on the side, does a good job. Gets Echo in their corner and just picks up Briscoe. They do some beautiful, you're starting lineup moves that they like to do, their tag team moves. But tonight we just see Kendrick just throw Briscoe into Echo. Echo's in the corner hurting, and he just eats a Briscoe crown right to the face. And now Kendrick is in. Echo does manage to quick off to the side, get over there, gets the tag. Baylum gets in, big leg drop, nice drop kick directly to the face. La Isla does a good job at isolating Briscoe after this because Kendrick gets the tag. And we're just going back and forth, man. And both of these teams showing off what they can do. And both of these teams are the future of the tag team division in Rocky Mountain Pro as of right now, at least as what we're seeing. The two teams that are on the way up and hungry for that next tag team title shot. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Maybe not in a few weeks.
We'll see. There's a lot going on with the tag team turmoil that's going on over there. There's a lot, but these have been the teams that have really stepped up, especially on Ignition. Yes, on Charge, but they're stepping up every week and they're leaving everything, blood, the sweat, the tears, the whole bit. Briscoe left his shoe in the ring tonight. Like, he did everything he possibly could, man. He gets in there. Kendrick has a solid nerve hold. He likes to use that nerve hold and just kind of deaden a guy's right arm on the side. And he does that to Baylum. It just kind of deadens him. Lynx can't get up out of it. And Echo gets in and we get the tag. And it's just so back and forth. Echo hits the Northern Lights suplex. Briscoe comes back with a big jawbreaker for some space, hits the tag. Big avalanche from Kendrick to Baylum Lynx, double axe handles. I mean, it's just all over the place. Now we kick the speed up. Now we kick up the impact. And I start to notice a little bit of a thing, more on your starting lineup side than I did on La Isla's side, is that Briscoe and Kendrick started to get a little bit frustrated that all of the offense they were throwing at La Isla wasn't keeping Lynx or Echo down. And you could check all the boxes. They isolated. They double teamed. They did everything that they had to do. They worked together. They threw in their signature offense at both guys, at Baylum Lynx and at Echo. And it's just not enough. And we see Briscoe first a little bit getting a little bit more frustrated than he probably should be. But that's just youth. That's just, I don't want to say inexperience, because Briscoe has been showing for a year that he's learning faster than many of the others. And I think this is just one of those, we finally met the upper echelon and we really just need to stay focused and stay calm and keep going. And Baylum Lynx just really kind of ups that game. He really gets up there. A whole bunch of huge clotheslines. LaRoe had him in the Superdome for a minute. Big in Seguri. Kendrick's a little bit rattled. Couple massive clotheslines to Kendrick. I mean, Baylum came off them ropes. Like, he didn't just give him a clothesline. He came off them ropes with these sea lines, man. They were big. Big old boot from Kendrick out of nowhere. Gets a little bit of separation. We get the hot tags. Echo has his moment. He goes nuts on Briscoe. Tries to dump Briscoe out of the ring. Briscoe hangs onto the rope. Knocks down Kendrick LaRoe. Everybody's going absolutely crazy. Drop kicks to literally everybody except Eli and Baylum. I think everybody in the Wimmer ate a drop kick tonight except the referee and his own tag team partner. Echo just went nuts with the feet of fury. And then while Briscoe is down, we see the gorgeous Swanton bomb. We've seen the Swanton, but Echo does it flawlessly from the top rope right into the chest of Briscoe Crown for the 1, 2, 3. And La Isla gets the win from like a 15-minute gem of a tag team match. Coastal, you're the tag team guy. This was one of the best tag team matches we've seen in RMP in a long time. So back and forth. Nobody had an advantage for anything more than 3 minutes. These are the tag teams, man. These are the teams that right now JK Pop needs to keep their eye on, even though we have the whole tournament going on Charge right now. I think these are going to be
I get that, the tournament, but with all due respect to the teams in the tournament right now, these two teams, aside from JK Pop, are the two teams in the tag team division that deserve to be the number one contenders. And I think tonight was a great showing that either one of these teams can beat each other on any given day. Let's face it, both these teams, La Isla and your starting lineup, have been tag teams for less than a year. They have broke onto the scene in this very dominant tag team division of JK Pop, and they have shown, hey, you got two teams to worry about now. Let's look at the role La Isla's on. They just beat JK Pop the other night in an elimination match.
They did.
And now they win this match. I mean, with all due respect with everything going on in that tournament, shouldn't La Isla get another title shot at this point? They just beat the champs. And in my mind, they just beat the other number one contenders, if you want to call them that have been on a roll. You turn your attention to your starting lineup now. This is the first bump they've had in the road in a while. You know, they've both been very successful single-wise. They're not really putting the wins together in the tag team division. I mean, they up until now, this is the first real bump they've had. I want to see how they're going to bounce back from this. I want to see what your starting lineup does to maybe, we talked about getting over the hump a lot tonight. I want to see what they can do to get themselves over this La Isla bump that has appeared in the middle of their road to JK Pop.
There was another very cool moment in this match, and I want to point this out for future reference. Mark this date down on your calendar, February 2nd of 2023. There was a very brief but impactful stare down between Baylum Lynx and Kendrick LaRoe in the corner, where kind of Lynx they just stared at each other, and Lynx just said, "What do you got, big man?" And Kendrick didn't bite. Kendrick did not bite. He didn't jump in the ring and throw it all off and mess it up. He just kind of looked and stared at him and kind of smiled and like pounded his chest a little bit. Let's see when that match looks like 6 months to a year from now for the Charge title or something to that effect. You're
going to milestone this year for something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are some of these face-offs that a couple of years ago we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we started seeing guys like Baylum Lynx fighting Damon Ace for titles and things like that? And then those things start to happen. Now you look at a guy like Baylum Lynx, who's becoming this locker room leader, this veteran presence that's there to some of the younger, more recent graduates. And Kendrick LaRoe fits that bill. Two big heavyweights doing battle. You give that match.
Mercury is the measuring stick of the guys that have been there for a long time. You get these young guys, they want to look at another young guy maybe who has been up there and been on the main stage. Baylum is that measuring stick for this new crop of rookies that come out. Baylum and Damon look at Yaden and Cole, as much as I hate to say that, and JK Pop in the tag division as your measuring sticks. Well, these younger guys are looking at, Baylum and Damon as those measuring sticks to get up to that next level.
All right. Before we get into everything, YouTube chat is crawling with Rocky Mountain Pro talent. Let's see where we leave off here. We have Echo and Baylum. Someone say La Isla, and then Baylum goes, "No more island homes. La Isla only, fool."
La Isla, baby.
We have Hazard is also in YouTube chat.
What's up, Hazard?
It's going to be La Isla for us. We got AHs.
Yeah.
Blah.
We do.
We also have Yaden, the founder of Rocky Mountain Pro, with us as well.
What's up, boss man? How you doing, bud?
The YouTube chat is crawling with Rocky Mountain Pro talent this evening, and we're not going to forget Twitch, of course. Mr. Fourth Row just jumped right in, says he's lurking.
He's lurking in the back there.
What's up? What's up, Birch Man?
All right.
Birch Man.
I don't think we need to go over the point standings as of right now because we
got a match.
We have a match.
That's right.
Go right ahead, sir, because this is your department now. So why don't you announce everything that's going down? Minus the date of the match, because we don't know that.
We don't know that as of just yet, but yes, it is official. We now have two superstars that have completed their drive for 5. Baylum Lynx did it more than a few weeks ago. He's been sitting there waiting, much like his tag team partner in La Isla was with Echo, when he was the first to make it to 5, and he was sitting there waiting for more than a few weeks for somebody else to climb that ladder. Except now Baylum Lynx knows exactly who has climbed the other half of that ladder, and that man is Big Zamore, man. I'll tell you right now, this is going to tear the roof off of Ignition whenever night it happens. The Women Arena is going to really have to reinforce this building, because this is going to be nothing but power and animal and just absolutely everything that is going to encompass fantastic power wrestling out of these two. They're both going to have their own game plans. It will not be the first time they've ever met, and there's no way it'll be the last time that they ever meet. I cannot wait to see this match, Coastal. This is going to be awesome. We win. One of these men is going to win this match, but we as the faithful, we are all going to win when this match happens.
This is going to be a great match. I'm very excited to see these two guys that we have watched from the moment we started watching Rocky Mountain Pro, butt heads for this title. Zamore has beef. He never feels like he lost that belt, and now he wants it back. He feels it's rightfully his. We know Baylum just does not quit, does not die, will not be put down. this is going to be the irresistible force meeting the immovable object, as Gorilla Monsoon once said. It's going to be an amazing match.
Yes, and I'm here for it. Whenever
100%.
it happens, we are here for that.
All right. So, yes, we officially have our championship match to be determined at a later date. Whenever that announcement happens, we will let you know, and I'm sure Rocky Mountain Pro will let you know as well. What else? Oh, live shows this week for Rocky Mountain Pro. I believe they're going to be at Beer Start tomorrow night. I don't know the exact start time. I think it's 7 o'clock, actually, because they moved everything back an hour. So I think it's 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. They'll be at the Beer Start Lager House. So if you're in the Denver area, go check out Beer Start Lager House tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for a free, yes, I said free, Rocky Mountain Pro live show.
What an awesome place for a show, too. Beer Start is such a piss-up place to go watch.
It really is.
It's so awesome. Great place, great food, great beers, great action. Get out of the cold. Go check out RMP at Beer Start.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think that's the only one this weekend. I know there's going to be a few more down the road, but I think this week that was it. As far as everything is going on, obviously we saw Lucas tonight, so Lucas is safe and sound.
Yeah,
We are so happy
yeah.
about
We saw Lucas. We need to talk to Lucas. He didn't. I'm worried about Lucas.
If anybody saw us on Tuesday, we were, like I said, we were ready to do one kind of show. And then the very end of the show, Lucas gets kidnapped. And we are now, he's one of our boys, man. He's one of our buds here. He's like an honorary dude that does the show with us. And to see something like that happen to one of us was terrible. But when he ever walked back into the arena, granted, he was a little off. It looked like he was a little traumatized. Some stuff happened, man. He's seen some things. Like, let's put it that way. He's seen some stuff. We're going to give him a break. Let's lay off of him a little bit. Let's have him, let him get a good night's sleep and stuff. But wishing you all the best, bro. Seriously.
Yeah. Rest up and then let's chat.
We'll
You
talk
said some
on
interesting
Tuesday.
things today. One question is, you said you saw Owen Easton. I'm interested in this.
So
He
you're
did
saying
mention
Owen's
Owen's
okay?
name.
He said he saw Owen.
He said he saw him. That's at least a good sign.
It is.
Yeah.
That's more than anybody has seen in what, 7-8 months now? That's solid. We'll take that. At least if somebody's seen him, he's okay and he is somewhere. Because
Yeah.
last time we knew, I think he was in a trunk. So it's not an awful thing.
And how did Lucas get home? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we need to off air.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that.
Yeah, maybe I'll give him a call at some point tomorrow. See how he is.
Let us know, please.
Yeah, we'll just have a dude's check in on him. We'll just see how he's doing.
As it goes, I saw him on a milk carton.
At this, if he didn't show up tonight,
Yeah.
and maybe a lot of the kids in the chat are a little too young for that, but missing kids used to go on the side of milk cartons back in the day to let everybody know.
I think you're talking about Owen.
Oh, at this point, we need to go get Lola and get a map to Owen.
This is
Oh,
true.
we should have been on a milk carton 4 months ago.
Yeah, I bet Lola's got a map that it can get us to Owen.
Yeah, but Preston will make us pay top dollar for it.
It's always loopholes. You know that.
That's true. That's true.
Always
Yeah.
loopholes.
Can we loophole Preston? That'd be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would. All right. So there is a slight announcement for content here on Rocky Mountain Pro. Sundays. We need to talk about Sundays a little bit here. Sundays, starting this week, we are going to be changing up the content. What is happening is, you guys all saw that we celebrated a 3-year anniversary recently for Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast. Yes. Well, that, my friends, is going to be the last Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast for a little while. All right. we're going to be putting that show on the back burner for a little bit. We're going to bring that show out for special occasions, whether it's the review of, let's say, it will more than likely come back at Never Broken when we review that show. It is also going to be reserved for any special guests, like our membership-only streams and all that stuff. That's when that show is going to come back as well. So there will be no Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast on Sunday.
But it's okay.
However, due to that reasoning or that decision, we thought it was a good idea to, just because of times and how everything is laid out on Sunday nights specifically, because we all know we have a busy week during the week here on the YouTube and Twitch channel. And we made this decision to forego the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast show for now and use that for special events and bring out the Dudes and Belts presents the Rocky Mountain Pro Rewind.
Yeah, rewind.
We getting that rewind back on here, baby.
Yes.
There we go.
The rewind. Jesus, I am so tired. The rewind is going to be starting this Sunday, same time as the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast would, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when the rewind will be making its return officially. And it will be hosted by none other than the Dudes and Belts.
Dudes.
We also have Hazard becoming an RMP supporter.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, sir.
Do these work? Because my Go XLR has crapped the bed today. Nope, it don't work.
Send dudes.
It's not working. Okay. No sound effects tonight, folks.
Oops.
So yes, the Dudes and Belts will present the Rocky Mountain Pro Rewind this Sunday. Also, there's going to be another return, and it's going to fall directly into the Q&A portion, which is part of your perks that you get for becoming a member here on the YouTube channel and also becoming a subscriber over on the Twitch channel, is that you get to be a part of Dudes and Belts After Hours when it makes its official return on Sunday. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got another 2-hour block coming your way. You will have the Dudes and Belts presenting the Rocky Mountain Pro Rewind at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And then after that, it will be the Dudes and Belts After Hours portion, where we talk about anything you guys want. That is our Q&A section for the week. We can talk about wrestling. We can talk about our favorite foods. We can talk about anything under the sun. And you guys can ask us anything as long as it's an appropriate question. I have to put that disclaimer in there.
And
Is anything appropriate with eyes?
Yeah, he's the gray area.
He's always a gray area.
He's the gray area, yeah.
Which AAA will be a part of that portion. He won't be a part of the rewind, but he will be a part of the Dudes and Belts After Hours portion.
Sunday night, we send dudes.
We send dudes back in time.
Every Sunday night.
Way back in time. We're talking like 2010, 2011, 2012. We're going all the way back, baby. I don't think we're going to have the first original shows right off the bat. I think we're going to be picking off the archives of the YouTube channel to start. But once we get everything, we will be going all the way back to day one of Rocky Mountain Pro. So yes, Rewind comes back finally. We've been talking about it.
We have been talking about it for like months now. How to work it in and how to figure it out. And this was just the perfect jelly that went with the peanut butter. Like, it's the perfect sandwich. It's fantastic.
It was the right decision. Let's be honest, folks. I mean,
Agreed.
The timing that we have for the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Jackass works out for that show. However, because the Rewind has been on the back burner for so long, we thought it would be the best decision to be able to bring that back and take place of the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Jackass show for now. So your new home for the Rewind will be Sunday nights.
Love it. Can't wait.
Nice.
I watched Yaden do it. We watched KD. Bud Bellflower did it for a while, and we get the little glimpse, back in time, a little bit of Doc Brown. You've got to come back with me, and go back to the Rewind. And we get to see it.
It's your kids, Johnny.
Yeah, something's got to be done about your ring. But no, it's a good time. Come with us. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, as far forward as we can make it. We're gonna have a good time. You get a little bit of the Dudes flavor while you're watching it, a little bit different. So another hour to check out your favorite wrestling action and your favorite accents live on Twitch and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all exciting. And like I said, the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Jackass is not gone. We're just going to bring it out for special occasions. So, I know the dudes are excited.
We are.
They get to watch
Absolutely.
some old RMP stuff now.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Do we
Good
have
stuff,
any
man.
members in here? Hazard's pumped for the Rewind.
Yep.
Let's see. We have Tommy Johnson. How's it going, Tommy?
Oh, yeah.
So, Tommy?
Hazard goes, I miss my Pikachu emote. When'd you get a Pikachu emote? Oh, that's something I need to try next time. I gotta remind myself to do that. Can I go back down and do that?
What, play Pokemon?
No, whenever called an active chat goes up, like a supporter or a super sticker or stuff, I want to try and click it to see if it pops up on the screen.
Ah.
But I will wait, because I don't think I can do it here. No. So I gotta wait.
Do it!
Oh, but what I can do is I can add moderators right out of the chat, which is cool.
Yo.
So I'll get on that, actually. I should probably do that. All right. That's going to call... Oh, no, we're not done yet. I forgot. How could we forget the Beacon of the Week?
Oh, the Beacon of the Week.
We can't forget about it, because we've been forgetting about it quite a bit, considering everything's gone haywire over the past few weeks.
We have.
So, Coastal Crusader, sir, the inventor of this fine segment. Who do you have for the Beacon of the Week this week?
My Beacon of the Week this week is 2 men. It's a tag team. It's La Isla. They had a big win over JK Pop. They had another big win tonight. They are on a roll, and they get my Beacon of the Week this week.
My Beacon is the charge champion himself, Remedy, the Beauty and the Beast. The other night, making friends with Dak Draper in an unfortunate match with Curtis Cole, and having him and Draper standing side by side. That's a hell of a moment. Earlier this evening, dispatching of Caden Koyama, taking care of business with that beautiful step-up cutter. Remy D on fire, baby. La Isla on fire. Almost did it. La Isla on fire, but I tell you, Remy D, my Beacon of the Week.
All right. I actually kind of have to agree with Marky there for Beacon of the Week myself. I mean, he's had one hell of a week. 2 big matches. 2 wins, technically.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's true. And he got his jacket back, too.
he did get his jacket back.
Danny Lemons, that peckerhead.
And he also got to hang out with Dak Draper. So, I mean, that's
He did get
cool.
to show with Dak Draper. That's
He
not
had a good
wrong.
week.
Yeah. Very good week.
Yes.
All right. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think we covered just about everything right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can wrap it up, boys.
Put a little bow on it, guy.
Put
Let's
a
do it.
little bow on it. All right. Let's do YouTube first. All right, everybody on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. As always, we greatly appreciate you. Like I said, tune in Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the Dudes and Belts presenting the first Rocky Mountain Pro Rewind in years. And also, don't forget, Charge every Tuesday night Brain fart. 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, followed by the Dudes and Belts recharge right afterwards at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we'll have Lucas back next week if he's up for it, and hopefully we'll get some answers.
We hope so, yeah.
Yes.
So we got Hazard with the GGs and YouTube. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate Hazard, especially for becoming an RMP supporter.
Supporter. Thanks, dude.
Greatly appreciate Hazard and everybody here in the RMP faithful for watching. Until Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube, for myself, Johnny Deathdrop, Coastal Crusader, and Marky Pins, we will see you guys then. As always, stay safe, stay classy, and we will see you on the next one. Later, folks.